What's happening? It's Monday. You ready for this week to get started? The month is almost over. We got what? Next Monday, and then what? Maybe Tuesday is the end of the month? Wednesday, maybe, but doesn't matter. It's already here. I, I, I made a joke and posted something and said, "Wake me up when September ends." You know that song? Wake me up when September ends. That's what I want. I want to pretend this shit ain't happening. Why is it always the dumbest, craziest shit happens in September? You don't think about that. Every single few years, boom, something crazy. Always September. But I'm not going to look at it like that. I'm going to look at it as, we got two more episodes before the new quarter, the fourth quarter of the year. And I need to get ready for that. And I'm not ready because it happened so quick. Listen, when you turn 40, the shit really starts moving. Like I noticed it at 35. But now that I'm 6 months into 40, every day my one friend's like, "Oh, Chuck, you got some more gray hair." And I'm like, "Shit." I'm not trying to be using, what is that hair club for men. I ain't trying to join that club. So I'll stay bald, gray, black, and beautiful. I'm not ready for the holidays. I don't have money for the holidays. I'm just telling you this now. It's September, and I don't have money for the holidays. You hear what I'm saying? I don't have the money for the holidays. But don't worry, Chuck will survive. And again, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here, taking time out of your day, whatever you're doing. And you don't have to just sit down and listen to me. You could be doing whatever, anything. Think of it. Don't get too nasty. Unless you want to. Then, baby, I'm ready. All right, before this gets too wild, let's go ahead and start the show. It's time to get casually uncomfortable with your host, Chuck Jerome. Viewer discretion is advised. Yes, yes, yes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I think that's what I'm going to have to start doing at the beginning, middle, and end of the week because I'm tired. People are pissing me off. My patience is fucking withering away. I don't have time for dumb shit anymore. I get why old people are so fucking crotchety. They're done with the bullshit. They've seen so much dumb shit. And they're just tired of it. I'm tired of it. But you got to move on. You just got to keep it grooving and moving. And I'm trying. Don't believe I'm not. I am. But last week, we're going to switch it up because I'm not going to be all angry the whole time this week. Last week, I said only real food, no snacks, and more gym. Well, I didn't do any of that. I fucked up. I worked every day last week, which is not an excuse. And I'm not making an excuse. It's just what I did. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. So hopefully I get to do that this week, make up for my past transgressions and get myself a little more loose and limber. But it's all not bad. I'm making money. I'm getting bills and stuff squared away. And it feels like soon as I pay a bill, 2 days later, they're asking for that money again. You're like, damn. Y'all gonna stop? Y'all gonna give me a second? But yeah, I'm fucked right now. Things are fucked. I'm just trying to keep my sanity. That's all. That's it. And I hope you are too, because the world is so out of control. We got to tiptoe around everybody. Everybody's become a little pussy. Don't say that. You hurt my feelings. I don't agree with you. Okay? Who gives a fuck? Go on about your day. Figure out what kind of shit you have to do for your day instead of fucking up someone else's. I don't like your beliefs. Okay, well, guess what? If I don't like somebody's beliefs, I'm just not going to talk to them. The fuck do I need to say to them? Why am I wasting energy going out of my way to say some wild shit to them? Fuck them. And speaking of fuck them, last week, while I was dropping someone off for work, I was on a main strip of road that I needed to take a left. So I slowed down to make my left. Now, where I was turning was right by a bank. So you know how kind of hectic that can be. But there was a guy on a golf cart doing the cleaning. Like where he was just cleaning up, going around. Well, I go to make my left turn. I stop because I see him. And as I stop to make my left, to verify that this dickhead doesn't just pull out, I visibly see the guy turn back, take a bag of trash, and throw it into the trash can that was attached to the back of the golf cart. Which means he's not looking straight ahead. So I go to make the left turn because I could. Well, the guy turns around and hits the gas. I almost hit this cock-sucking son of a bitch. So the person that was in the car with me, I said, get out of the car right now. And guess what? They understood the assignment because they got out of the car. I spun around and I caught up to that motherfucker on the golf cart. And I said, hey, man, why are you just pulling out there? You didn't even wait. Because when I almost hit him, he made some comment. That's right. And that's when I was like, get out of the car. I'm going to go talk to this motherfucker. I said, what the fuck is your problem? You're spun around in your seat, not even looking forward. Yeah, he said, I don't need to hear that. I said, go fuck yourself. Oh, I don't need to hear that. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I hope I see him again. I'll cuss him out again. Fuck that motherfucker. And then they're going to make it my fault? There's no way. I have witnesses, you fuck. Listen, if everybody is stopped, right, and then I see you looking in your back seat, I'm going to make the fucking turn. You cannot spin around from looking in your backpack in the back seat and just immediately take off. I think the rule is left, right, left, you cock-sucking son of a bitch. I'm telling you right now, I hope I see him again. I fucking hope I do, because they might need security. Next time, I am going to resort to saying some horrible fucking shit. And he's not going to be happy about it. So what I'm going to do now is I'll always make sure that when I drop this person off for work, I will have my camera set up so when that piece of fucking shit tries to pull his shit, I'll have it on camera and that motherfucker will be arrested. And I'll stand there and watch. And I'll cackle like the fucking Joker. Because if you know anything about Chuck, I like to be left the fuck alone. Therefore, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where someone's going to bother me. You know, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to hear your fucking story. I don't want to hear it. I am struggling too. And that's not everybody. I got friends, I'm happy to hear their stories. But some people, listen, I don't want to hear your shit. I don't. And then just work has been abysmal. Like, nobody gives a fuck anymore. All these new rules, but nobody's enforcing them. And it's making the management look like bitches. It is what it is. I'm telling you, I don't want to manage again, but I feel that I would one more time at my job now just to show them that it's not that fucking hard to get these motherfuckers to listen. And all right, we're going to keep going because, yeah, this dumb shit, it just pisses me off. People always doing dumb shit. Like, you don't know your job. And then other positions make your job harder because they can't do their job properly. So it's just a vicious cycle of fuckery. And I think I'm going to probably have to say something. I've been there long enough. So if you don't want to trust and listen to the guy who doesn't want to be fucking angry, but will tell you the truth, even if you want to fight him, because guess what? The son of a bitch can fight too. We'll see how it goes, folks. We'll save that for next week. And here's a little side note of, some changes that I want to make. I want to start doing some different stuff. And what that means is each day of the week, I think I'm going to start writing things down, Monday through Sunday. And if anything happens on those days, I'll write it down and talk about it instead of just writing random rants. But I'm still going to do that. But I'm also going to integrate more of the shit that is immediately going on. I'll talk about some things that happen right now, some things that happened a couple weeks ago, things I'm just thinking about, things I want to get out, just whatever. This is all pure randomness. And look, you can do it too. You can go sit down somewhere, write a list of things you want to talk about, any fucking thing, and then just talk about it. Right? That easy. And then you take out the little pauses and the hiccups and the coughs and all that bullshit, and then you post it. You make it sound good, and then you post it. And that's what I do every week. And it's become just integrated into life. Like, it doesn't take any more time or any less time. Actually, it takes less time now because when you don't want to do it all at once, you can stop. You can stop and then pick it up. You just got to check the cadence of what you were talking about, keep that energy, and then switch it and change it and do what you got to do afterwards. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking make some big changes because it is time for that. I'll give you a couple examples. Last Monday, there was a big ass truck that rode my ass all the way to work. And we're on the highway. Actually, no, excuse me, I lied. We were not on the highway. Well, I was going through town, and this truck it was going the same way. That's fine. But there's no reason that your lights are right on my bumper. I know you got a Ford Super Duty, but I'm not all about that. I'm doing the speed limit, and you're still on my ass. So what I did was I honked a couple times and I put my hand out the window and waved him away like a peasant. And then he moved forward. And then I positioned myself that so that the car next to me was right, just that, right next to me, and that he was behind me, and that there was nowhere else for him to go. He could have got over to the next lane, but he would have been in the same spot in the next lane. I waved him off like a peasant. Get back, you peasant. Like, fuck that guy. And then we got to a spot where I went left, he went right, but we had to sit at the light. And I looked over at him. And that motherfucker is lucky they had tinted windows. Shit like that. Listen, if you get me completely amped up, I don't give a fuck what kind of weapon they have in the car. You want to shoot me over some words? That's cool too, you know? But fucking, I'm not a bitch. And I told you all this months ago. Now that I don't have an SUV and I have a smaller car, people think they can bully you like the big trucks, but they don't know, and what they don't understand is they got Big Dick Chuck in one of these cars and he ain't playing around. Because I sure as shit am not going to go, I'll get over to the next lane for you. No, you can kiss my ass. Because what the next move is, I'm not, and I'm like I said, I'm not going to try to bring harm to anybody. But if you're in such a fucking rush, maybe you should have left a little bit sooner. And if you keep riding my ass, I'm just going to let off of the gas. Now we're just going to coast to our destination. So get your candy or your popcorn or whatever snacks you got, because it's going to be a long ride, bucko. All right, so that was Monday. Tuesday was calm. Wednesday, it was raining, and I was getting ready for work, and dude, you just heard ambulance after ambulance after ambulance after ambulance, and I'm like, shit, man, people do it at the smallest amount of rain. People become the worst fucking drivers ever. Ever. Think about it. When it sprinkles, people don't know how to drive. They lose their driving ability. Fucking idiots. And then Thursday at work, I don't know what got up people's ass, but everybody wanted to, start making fat jokes. And then what I'll do is I'll start making my jokes, and then they'll be like, oh, Chuck, why are you being so mean? But the fat jokes are cool, huh? So, you know. That's the thing. I am a good person because I would have made these people cry. Like, why are you bringing this up? You think it's fucking funny? So now I'm just going to have to not be so nice about it. Like, I just don't understand people. And then, but here's the thing. If I say something to defend myself, then I'm wrong. I can't take a joke. So, but if I said something, I'm a monster. Yeah, so that's all I kind of got for last week of what was going on, but that's kind of be it. Every week, something happens every day. Every single day. And then I think Friday, Friday was the day with the golf cart guy. And then Saturday, Sunday, we're pretty calm. Nothing crazy. I'm not working on Sunday. And then Saturday, it's a short day. So what is there to be upset about? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I actually had a few people ask me, hey, Chuck, are you going to talk about all the stuff going on with this whole Charlie Kirk thing? I'm not trying to get all into it. Like I kind of brushed on it last week, but dude, everything is getting out of control with this. They're canceling people. Listen, if the president doesn't like you, you better believe over these next, what, 3.5 years, your ass is under the microscope. And on the surface, they're going to be like, oh, it's because of the ratings or this and that. But in reality, it's because one motherfucker doesn't like you and has the power to make sure that whatever company you work for won't get any type of funding whatsoever. Suspended indefinitely. That's what they want to say. We'll see, folks. We shall see what Wednesday will bring for the news. That's where we're at. And then to make this a national holiday blows my mind. A lot of fishy things going on. A lot of fishy things. And you know what? You can't really say anything because they will fucking fire you. You will not have shit by the time they end all of this. You will just be barely remembered. So that's where we're at. I'm actually a little scared of how things are going to be going. Because, like I said, this is a second term, but it's only been about, what, 7 months? Maybe 8? we're we're in a bad spot already, so we'll see. Like I really want to see what other places get boycotted, what other places get canceled. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Before all of this, I may have heard this guy's name once before. And it was probably 2 weeks before he got shot. So it wasn't like I've heard this name all this time and seen positive videos. That's the thing. I haven't seen anything positive. The only thing I've seen is just hateful shit. And you're telling me everybody is losing their minds. It just surprises me how it takes all these years for some people to even get a national holiday. And days later, this guy, boom, we're going to give you a national holiday, bucko. I don't even know who the motherfucker honestly is. Like, we're just fucked. And, if you don't really like what I'm saying, you can happily go fuck yourself. I don't care. Fuck you. That's where I'm at. And if you want to fight about it, let's fucking go. Everybody is turning into such fucking pussies that it is just spilling over into everything else. A complete pussification. And I'm just going to leave it at this. Because it's just all really, really funny. Because the day that they're giving him is his birthday, October 14th, which is also George Floyd's birthday. Right? Surprise. That caught me off guard. And now I'm going back and thinking, how could they have orchestrated this throughout the years? Then I'm like, it's a high possibility. It's a high possibility. You know why? You know why this doesn't sound crazy? Because Charlie Kirk was young. He was only like 31. Dude, 31, I remember what was going on 31 years ago. Like, I don't know. And you could think I'm crazy, but guess what? I like to check every fucking angle. And if you don't like that, too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. But we'll see. We'll see how this continues to go because I'm actually scared. If you're not a friend of the old Trumpster, then guess what? You're probably going to get fucking canceled. All right, let's stop talking about all this bullshit. Last week, I talked about getting a glass water bottle, and I did do a little research. I said I was going to look into that a little bit more. And they said, hey, glass bottles are fine. And I saw quite a few that were glass that had like plastic. It looked like lattice work around it so that if you dropped it, it wouldn't just it wouldn't be a glass bomb. Boom! You're trying to avoid that. So they put the plastic around it. But what they were saying was now you don't have the whole thing being plastic and metal and shit. You have a cap that is plastic. And guess what? They're saying that can be worse than just having the whole plastic bottle because that plastic is going to be right there. Normally, if you have a metal container, it will have some kind of cover. But now it's just going to be plastic on glass, and you're going to be taking it with you thinking you're safe, but that plastic lid is just sprinkling plastic particles in your water. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's where we're at. I need to say this. Check out YouTube. Go to Casually Uncomfortable on YouTube. I got the episodes there. You can check out full episodes every Monday and Wednesday. And, on the off days that there's not an episode, I'm going to throw out a clip from the episode or a episode or just something that I wanted to save that was funny that I was like, y'all need to hear this. So, yeah, check that out, please. I want to do a little more promoting for my YouTube page. And then eventually, maybe next year, I work on something and really start doing video. Because like I said, I'm in a good place with the podcast, but it can always be better. That's all I'm saying. Oh, it can always be better, baby. Baby! Yeah. Listen, this was a good episode. I talked about a lot. Got a lot off my chest. And then, like I said, moving forward, there's going to be, a little change to the format, which I've been perfecting and changing and, just having a good time for the last 4.5 years. So thank you for joining me in this happiness, because that's what I'm doing. Trying to be happy, baby. All right. I'm out of here. You got a good episode this week, okay? So now I'm going to go get ready, check out some news articles and get ready for Wednesday. But don't forget, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like I just said, YouTube, Casually Uncomfortable. Twitter, @CasuallyUnchuck. Please, let your friends know. I say some wild shit, and I'm hilarious. That's at least the one thing I can say. I'm a funny motherfucker. Well, I can say two things, but we ain't talking dirty right now. You know what I'm saying? That fucking, I'll get you. All right, I'm out of here. Be safe, have fun. Please, listen, the world is too wild. Don't add to it. And just don't be a piece of shit. Thanks.